For my next segment, I want to talk about the newest episode of Barry. So this is season 4, episode 7. It's called A Nice Meal. This is going to be a spoiler discussion. So it's been a couple days since it came out on Sunday. I actually had to rewatch it before filming this, for recording here, because it didn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, there seems to be I'm confused that there's are they showing us one or two different timelines at the same time? Because Barry, who has been captured by Moss, Detective Moss's dad, Jim, when you see Barry there, he looks like Barry from the present when he was, in the class with Mr. Cousineau and Sally before he took off and then jumped 10 years. But the other people are supposedly 10 years into the future. Hank, he's got a statue of Crystal. By the way, all the stuff with Hank and Fuchs is hilarious. I was busting a gut laughing when Hank and his henchmen there set up a rocket launcher, or set up a looks like a piece of artillery there, and then they fire a missile at Fuchs' house, and they miss, and he's like, okay, let's load another. What? These things are really expensive. I'm thinking budget. So he only bought one missile. Oh boy. So that stuff is hilarious. And then you see the two women that are living with Fuchs and his whole prison gang. I don't know. It just seems it's not really making much sense. And Sally she's going to talk to a cop to turn herself in, and then she starts seeing like blood coming down the guy's face. At first I thought that might have been programming from Barry, but the more I think about it, it's almost like there's a lot of stuff they're showing us that is fake, and it's all in Barry's head or in someone else's head, and it seems to all be breaking down. Maybe it's all going to come crashing down. Anyone out there who remembers back in the 80s, back that time, it was a big thing that it was all just a dream. It was used a lot in movies. You saw it in TV shows. They would do some crazy, weird show episode, and it was all just a dream. Music videos did a lot. Even did in video games. Super Mario Brothers 2 on Nintendo, if you remember that one. There's an old reference for you. So, is this all in Bill Hader's head there, in Barry's head? I'm not sure what's going on. Am I the only one who notices this? Because Barry, 10 years in the future, he had more gray and more of a gut. And then when it cuts to Bill Hader's character there, who's being psychologically tortured by Moss, doesn't look as old as he did before, unless he dyed his hair or something while he was traveling to LA. I don't know. I love the stuff with Fuchs and with Hank. He hires all these mercenaries, and then he gets 4 boxes of heads, and jeez. And Mr. Cousineau, he's got all his principles until he learns that Daniel Day-Lewis is going to come out of retirement to play him in this new movie. Then I'm all for this movie now. Meanwhile, he was launching a campaign against Warner Brothers. Of course, it would be Warner Brothers because HBO is owned by Warner Brothers, so they can say Warner Brothers as much as they want instead of naming one of the other studios and giving them free publicity. So that's why they do that. I don't know. They only got one episode left to wrap this all up, and it's called Wow. So it's coming out this Sunday. I don't know. I'm still thinking that a lot of this, if not all of it, is fake, and it's all going to come crashing down as it just, all these different timelines. There's these 2 different timelines, which they only started doing this season. It's an odd choice why they did this. So, is there that 10-year jump and all this happened in the past, or did that actually happen and now it's all blowing up 10 years later? If that's true, I predict that. Actually, you know what? I predict that probably Barry's gonna die no matter what is true at the end of this series, which is ending next episode. because this is the final season. I don't know. Oh well, we'll see what's happening. When the episode comes out, I'm probably wrong on all these things. Let me know what your predictions are. What are your thoughts on Barry season 4, episode 7, or just the show in general this season? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below, please.